Hi guys, how's it going? One of the most common questions that I get asked every single time I make a video in my comment section, in my Discord server, in the Maskcast Academy, is how do I get good at fighting? And so many people ask me this every single day, and they think to get good at fighting, you need really good aim, which is obviously, you do need good aim, I'm not going to say that. However, they think you need really flashy mechanics, and you need this, pro level speed to actually be winning every single fight. And there's one player that sort of flips that on their head. You've got players out there like Shark, you've got Peterbot, you've got all these insane fighters in all the other regions who are very, very fast and flashy, and they just move quickly. And that's why people think they're so good at fighting. But there's also a couple of players out there like Fredoxie, who wins fights. He just won FNCS, he won a solo cash cup recently, and he also dropped a 25 bomb in this game that we're watching here, and he does it without doing anything flashy. And the main reason he does this is first of all just through having good aim and having a very good understanding of how you can win aim duels and aim fights, do good peaks, as well as he just has a very good fighting IQ, which is what we're going to break down in today's video. Full heals up, and knows because of this he has the heal advantage. It's something you always need to be sort of aware of as you approach fights, is do you have an advantage, whether it's loot, mats, or heals, and how you can use that advantage to take out the other player. And as you can see, he's obviously got the heal advantage. This other guy is popping a med mist right here, and Fredoxie gets straight onto the walls, is kind of baiting this guy into editing straight onto him. Guy gets out the box, he gets in, and right there, literally just fails a double edit going up. No slander to Fredoxie, I'm not going to spend the whole video slandering him, but he literally does very, very simple plays to win the fight. As you can see here, other player is in the box popping a mini, he knows he's going to commit to the mini, so he's double pickaxing with the intention of grabbing this wall behind there, as you can see. So he's trying to bait the guy into opening so you can grab that wall, as you can see. Other player holds out his builds, and now Fredoxie pump replaces, spots the opponents back into this box, but crucially, now this guy has placed this wall, but he's also edit and reset. Whenever somebody edit resets something, that gives you a perfect opportunity to get in, as you can see right here, and do replace. The guy had his pump out, allows Fredoxie to get the wall, and of course, when he gets the wall, he swings all the way over behind the top right peak, so he's protected and prevents the guy from shooting back, if he was to miss his shot, or if he wasn't to kill him in that one bullet right there, just to avoid taking any trades. And you can see another key thing that I think Fredoxie does very, very well as he fights in every mode is he knows how to control the fight. So you can see straight out the bat of this fight, he takes height, but then gets beamed, and he immediately reboxes, but maintains high ground on this other player. One big mistake that people make is when they get beamed is they play on the same layer as the other player, and even if this guy was low HP, they can very easily pressure you, cancel your heals, and they regain control of the fight. The whole time, whenever Fredoxie's in these engagements, especially in solos, but also in team modes, he is either, lurking somewhere, like crouching around or something he always does, or he is actually just maintaining control of the fight. And this is something that I call, fight tempo, right? So being in control of the tempo of how the fight is actually playing out, and he does this very, very well. Just based on the fact that Fredoxie boxed up and played from height earlier, he has had no option to actually do anything, and he's just instead waiting and playing nice and patient. And Fredoxie is going to get on the walls, spots where the player is, and immediately starts pickaxing. And one thing that he does when he pickaxes is he double pickaxes and then just holds his pump out and then replaces with the pump, as you can see. So he replaces with the pump. That allows him a better timing for actually grabbing the wall. I think it's way easier to grab walls when you pump replace. And of course, he's going to cone slide. Cones out here so the guy can't block him off. And blocks this wall very, very interestingly. Similar to the Peterbot wall place that he always does, where he's playing on the diagonal like this. Blocks that. Now the guy has got literally zero option. He wants to swing out. And something really important, guys, when you're fighting is don't stand back, right? I'm gonna make this video quite in depth. Don't stand back here and be swinging like that. Instead, you want to do what Fred does right here, where he is. Let me turn on the X-rays so you guys can see exactly what I mean. That might be useful. Oh, it is already on. Okay. What Fred does is he stands exactly close to the wall like this, as you can see, and he swings up close. He's not swinging all the way wide and back. And the reason for that is if you swing wide and back, as more of your character is exposed as the other player swings into you. So as this guy swings out like this, if Fredoxie was standing way back there on the back of the cone, even if he would be like a little bit protected, with this peak, as soon as Fred peaks, because he's hugging close to the wall, he's pretty close, as soon as he peaks, he's able to shoot the other player, and he's not going to take any damage here, except I lied and he takes 100 damage to the face. Small mistake, but I mean, he's able to take out the other player because he full pieced everything. You guys get the point though, right? If you hug close to the wall, or 50% close to the wall compared to what most players do, you're basically winning your fights and you're trading shots without actually just trading loads of damage and getting hit 150 every single time as the other player swings out. Because when you cone slide somebody, and you know, you put them in. If you don't want to get W keyed, never sit in a base on a hill, because any sort of good player in your lobby is just going to know you're bad. So never do this. Instead, you know, do the zone prediction thing, or even here, just go center third. Like, you're basically guaranteed to pull fifth, and he ends up taking out his other player. Nice wall place. Again, nice angle as well there. Not trading damage as much as possible. And once again, crash padding onto people's heads. That guy seems kind of aware of it. Does get caught off guard. Interesting edit selection here as well. There's a 4 tile, and I bet he's going to swing through into the 4 tile. Yeah. One thing I've seen a lot of people start doing more now is, as people rebox, not trying to like piece them and catch them, but instead just following them through and then hoping they don't like block something behind them, you know? Like, as this guy edits through here, you can just run through and try to get a shot off. And then also you'd be fighting like a low HP wall at the back. So a very, very good, well, you know, ending fights quickly here. Because he's obviously not going crazy with piece control, right? Like, he's not even piecing anything here. He's just getting on the wall, pump, pick it, spray through, and then takes out the other player. And also he did that phase. I want to see exactly how you do that phase. I've seen a lot of people doing this more. It's this like jump phase through the wall. So what does he do? Pumps. Of course, he's not just pumping the wall randomly. He's pumping where the guy is standing. So he's keeping his crosshair on the guy at all points in time. And then he's sort of looking down and then jumping up into the wall like that. And he gets through it. That's something definitely to practice. It's hard to time the like walking through the wall unless you do it with a shotgun or maybe with a wrecker revolver. Like, unless you use your pump shot to get in the box. But this play where you jump through the wall like that seems much stronger. I wonder if the other player was holding it. Let me go back like a half a second just to see. Because I think a lot of the time these phase plays work really, really well when the guy's editing his cone. Because he's editing his cones. He maybe he's stuck in the blueprint edit, but I think he's holding the wall here. It's just Fred has literally the jump phase in, gets through both the builds, and takes out the other player. And of course, whenever you edit your cone like that, it's always low HP. So it's actually a very free, you know, jump in and spray through, which is why the SMG is so good in solos. Alright, nice. I'm going to open another fight versus somebody. I also find it interesting. A lot of these fights, he's like just straight running on the wall, pickaxing like that, and then he moves back on the second pickaxe. So he puts one big thing in fights is, you know, having the circle on the wall, so you can now do like 150 pickaxe. So he puts that circle on the wall, but he moves out the way. So now this guy is like, you know, wanting to pre-fire and shoot, and instead what ends up happening is he pre-fires, you know, where Fredoxie should be right there. As you can see, he's not actually holding the wall. So there's no like wall grabbing or wall taking going on here. And instead what ends up happening, I mean, they both missed their shots. But if we go back just a second before, is Fredoxie would normally win that trade. Because he's peeking with revolver, like he obviously has the right and peek. So he pickaxes, steps way back, and then, oh no, he actually peeked with the pump. So he's like peeking into the right and peek, and the guy's sort of pre-firing, hoping he'll get the timing right. So if the guy gets the timing wrong, you know, he gets hit and Fredoxie doesn't get hit. Or, I mean, sometimes also you both just miss the shots. Or what happens is Fredoxie, you know, swinging into the peak, seeing where the guy is, he can line up, you know, in a better spot. Let me go back just a second more to explain exactly what I mean. So here, pickaxes. So you guys get the point. Is Fredoxie here, he should be aiming like upper chest region on the other player. But from the other player's POV doing this pre-fire, he's just got to shoot it and hope Fredoxie walks into the shot, right? So Fredoxie has two things going for him. Is he can aim a little bit better and, you know, potentially hit the shot for a more amount of damage. And then he's also got the timing factor. So the guy wants to pre-fire and then reset. And then Fredoxie, you know, can swing in after the pre-fire or as the pre-fire happens. And, you know, dodge it as well as hit a more powerful shot as well to open the fight. Nothing happens though. So we basically just spent a minute talking about non-existent pre-fire and non-existent shot. And he immediately starts aggressing from the tops. But interestingly, he's grabbing the tops. But normally what happens is you grab the tops and then you'll see the pro like run out and grab the doubles over this way and, you know, stop the guy from reboxing. But here he just grabs the tops and knows the guy wants to come out into him. And he gets into a very aggressive angle right here, straight on the wall. Again, this guy needs to work on the aim. He does a open edit pre-fire, nothing happens. Fredoxie hits him 60 white as he took the wall back, pumps into the box, and takes out the other player. Let me watch that back from this guy's PV. I don't think this guy was like absolutely terrible. He just kept on doing, you know, trades. Also, one mistake is here, is they've not actually traded any damage, I'm pretty sure, but he tries to pop a big, which you shouldn't, like, unless you're going to use it to bait out, which is maybe what he does, but he, like, I don't know. I don't think this is a bad play by this guy. Like, he tries to bait out the big, but normally I'd recommend, you know, not actually popping the big and instead just holding your pump out and looking for a shot, unless you're trying to bait it. But he sort of like baits it, but then he just misses the shot. Like, he actually did have a good opportunity to get damage there. Then he didn't hold the wall. He also didn't edit the cone to protect himself. Gets hit for a lot of damage and immediately starts panicking here. Fredoxie does a nice walk phasing for the wall with the pump and takes him out. That guy could have won the fight. Like, it wasn't out of the realms. Nowadays, they've got like so good at just reboxing and making space and playing time, right? That you kind of have to play like Fredoxie if you want to end fights. Like, he's not doing anything flashy. Like here, so he initiates the fight this way. One key thing I always talk about is you initiate the fight like that, and then you go around, or you go around like that. So you immediately have like a good, you know, exit control set up on the other player. So now as the guy goes to rebox, what ends up happening is he's getting his doubles taken, and he does a nice play, which is doing a side jump elevated and protected as well. So good mechanics by this guy. Bleed through pressure of the AR. Gets into the box. Gets caught lacking right there. This other guy seems pretty good. That was a good play by him. But of course, when your opponent has a slurp. And also interestingly here, Fredoxie, he's not making the mistake of just sitting in a box AFK. The guy is straight on his wall. And if you guys ever want to get like better at just controlling fights, as soon as your opponent is on the same level as you, so they come down, you know, from this classic, you know, standing up here, replacing pickaxe and whatever. As soon as they come down, you just need to go up, which is exactly what Fredoxie does right here. So he holds the wall for a second and then just double edits up, resets the fight. And now, you know, you can see he has like an advantage where he can, you know, right-hand peek again onto this other player, and he's in control of the fight. Literally all he did there was just double edit up and, you know, reset below him. And now he's in control of the fight. He's the one pressuring. He's the one who can, you know, heal up a little bit freer versus this other player. Does take time to reload his gun, but this is probably a good play. Nice peek as well right here, hugging that. A lot of people make the mistake of trying to pre-fire when somebody's spraying in that situation, but if you hug the wall properly, it's very, very hard to get punished for that. Straight on the wall, so he pressures top, gets onto the wall right here. I'll just pump out, waiting for the guy to edit. Does get full boxed. Interesting edit as well. I've not seen that edit. So he doesn't edit and then shoots the guy's toes. That's quite smart. A lot of people, what they do in this scenario is they do like the back left to the front. And it's a good edit, but like you're still kind of exposed. This edit, if we go back from the enemy's POV, right, like he literally can't see Fredoxie here. However, he's getting his big toe shot for like, you know, getting cracked. And now he's suddenly starting to panic. Fredoxie immediately gets out the box, reloads his guns quickly. So he reloads 2 shells. So he can, you know, pressure and shotgun and replace. This guy's putting up a good fight though. It's like the best player he's fought so far. Cone slide. And the guy misses his shot. Feels bad. That's the thing. The thing is with Fortnite is like, no matter how well somebody's playing a fight, if you just have good aim, like if that guy just hit that shot at the end there for like, you know, just one pellet hit headshot and then the rest hit body, he would have won that fight guaranteed, right? Like he actually would have won that fight. But Fredoxie, he's just confident. He's hitting the shots. He's making sure he's not, you know, super overexposed. Like he's playing back on the cone. And the other player really has no. So he's already gone up the hill here. And he's actually going to do... Oh, he finally does the Fredoxie lurk. That's exactly what I want to see. All right, this is the whole point of this video. I'm not joking. I've just watched 21 kills to wait for him to do this. But the Fredoxie lurk is where you build metal. All right, guys. You build metal, and it's... The metal sound doesn't really make like an obvious noise compared to brick or wood. Like it's not got like a sharp noise. So when you're up on height and, you know, you're trying to look for kills, you're maybe spraying somewhere, is you get completely awareness checked by him coming out. Like this guy only saw Fredoxie because of the fact that he just turned to the left a little bit. He did not hear it, was not aware of it at all. And that allows you to very easily like sneak up onto people, pickaxe into their box, and get yourself into very strong situations where you just catch people completely off guard. He does go fully down to low ground after that though. Trying to find a kill onto Smart Fart right here. These other players in Zen game look absolutely devious. Door edit by that guy. There's another crouch play. This play endgame, I swear just crouching in an endgame is so good. Because now this guy has like 0 clue where he's going to get fought from in a second. And then he gets a free kill just like that. Very, very nice stuff. Doesn't get any of the loot. I mean, that guy probably had no mats left. Another crouch just to like temporarily just go invisible to other players if they're not sure where you're at. And then now, as he gets into the box, there... you don't need to crouch into the box there just quickly, because as you can see, he's like going from there to there. So the guy's visual audio is probably like so messed up. Like it's going to be showing that there's a player behind him, and then suddenly there's like now 2 players in front of him. He's obviously getting sprayed from the front, which is where he's looking. So there's no need to crouch in that situation. If you were to like smack on the back of the wall or pump replace and get in from the back, that's when you'd need to crouch. But if you're like underneath somebody or above somebody, you don't really need to crouch because your visual audio is going to be like all around the other player either way. Cracks this player right here. Guy does the height. Nice. I also like how he's not full greeded height here. Like, he probably wouldn't have got this many. Even though he had the exotic AI, he probably wouldn't have got this many kills in like a 10 people moving if he wasn't playing down on low ground. Like, he got a lot of extra kills here. Now he's going to try to take out the other player down on low. Free crack with a drop down. Guy does a questionable top right and peak. Damage trade straight away. Grabs the mats on this player as well. Nice. Trades, and then a very, very big thing. I literally just did an academy session like 2 days ago looking at Malibu Cup. But whenever you're in a 1v1, you can't let the other player just chill out for a second. Like, you can't just do no pressure. And this guy made a big mistake. Is rather than pressuring here and trying to drop down on the sides, right, and get a free shot maybe and keep up the fight, especially since he's got double pump, he should probably do that. Instead, he started healing up. And the thing is of healing up, yeah, sure, you get like, you know, 10 HP a second with a fizz, right? Like, it's not a bad heal to pop, right? Like, it's obviously gives you 0 gravity as well. But the issue is, as soon as Fredoxie hits a shot right here, is he's taken away all of that time spent healing. And now, with that pressure, just that little shot, is the guy's basically just wasted all that extra time where he could have been getting damage. And now what's Fredoxie going to do? He's going to pop a little bit of fizz. And doesn't even pop the full thing. Again, this guy's like fully committed to popping the fizz here. And Fredoxie's trying to go for damage, trying to go for shots. And again, pressure, hits the double pump. This guy starts panicking. And another nice little fizz jump out. I do like how he fights for the fizz. Like there, he didn't need to pop the fizz, but he did it just so he can get more damage. So he can jump up layers like that. And again here, jumping up a layer just to get a free shot off. Very, very good stuff. Anyway, guys, that is all